What is going on, guys? Welcome to Dustin's World, and what a strange world it is. So, let me tell you, this is another story time. If you guys have not checked out the video, the time where a crackhead trying to break into my apartment, that's right, a crackhead tried to break into my apartment, go check it out on the channel. However, I work at a head shop. Now, at this head shop, we carry sex toys, we carry bongs, bowls, anything you need to consume cannabis with. We also sell furniture, futons, beds, and gag gifts and clothing items. It's more of a head shop slash hippie store. It had a very chill environment. And I'm going to tell you about some of the weird, strange ass people that come into my store. Now, I work late at night sometimes, and it happens to bring in some of the weirdest ass people. A lot of them end up being tweakers, and I'm talking about those crystal people. And I'm not talking about the hippie chicks that try to cleanse their auras and believe in chakras and collect crystals. I'm talking about crystal meth smoking human beings here. So, first people come in, and it was a normal chick. Her hair was done, her nails were done, she was dressed normally. And the second lady that came hobbling behind her looked like they just released her out of a rehab slash psych ward. She had matted hair. It was matted, more matted than mine, and as you can tell, I have dreadlocks, so my hair is pretty damn matted. It looked more oilier than any type of Jiffy Lube or place you have took your car to get your oil changed, and she just looked homely as hell. So, with that being said, she goes and starts checking out the sex toy wall. Now, on the sex toy wall, there's dildos, there's things of that nature, and she's looking at the cheapest dildo we have. It's plastic, guaranteed to tear those orifices up, especially if you're boofing it or shoving it any holes. It is a cheap ass dildo. Now, the other lady that came in with her is sitting there telling me what type of cart she needs, or cart device. Now, a cart device is just something that screws on a little 510 cart. It's for cannabis. Anyway, I know exactly which one she needed. She needed one of the Wolves, which is a smaller device. I pulled that out. She's like, no, 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 this other one. And it was a much larger device. At that very moment, I was like, hey, she's trying to distract me while this homely looking crazy lady with no teeth, I mean, she looked like this, like she was a human blobfish or something. So she's sitting there trying to steal a plastic dildo, shove it down her pants, and she was stopped because I was back there. So I went ahead, took her up to the front, cashed her out, and the homeless lady did not even say anything. She went over to the dollar store next door and she took a bottle of water. I don't know if she shoved this up her ass too and walked out with it or actually paid for it. It's still mind boggling to me this day. However, next to come in were the two tweaker couple. If you're not familiar with the terminology of tweaker, it just means a meth head that is completely twacked out. A twack star, a crystal person, a tweaker. Anyway, now that that's been established, these two went to the clothing rack. Now, when they went to the clothing rack, they tried to steal a mushroom top. This top was tie-dyed, had mushrooms on it. It was just a hippie shirt. And we quickly seen that, and we were like, hey, what's going on? Do you need any help? Well, they seemed irritated, standoffish, and walked in the back. Now, they went past these drug rugs. Drug rugs, if you're not familiar with them, are typically these ugly ass looking hoodies that look like a rug your grandma would have by our front door. They have typically ugly patterns, and they're just overall ugly hoodies. Now, they do have the Rasta one, which is like black, yellow, red, and green. It's kind of nice, but typically they're just ugly, they're uncomfortable, they're itchy. But they went to the middle of the store, and the male already put his on, which I noticed he did not come in with one, and the female was halfway putting hers on till I went halfway down the counter, right? And she got nervous, looked up at me, took it off. She's like, yeah, I'll take this one. So I'm like, after that behavior, I'm like, They go in the back beaded door, and in the back beaded door is where I told you all those adult items are and those smoking items for cannabis. And we have other paraphernalia back there as well that somehow we're allowed to legally sell. I have no idea. I just work there. So anyway, they pick up a cannabis pipe. Now, this cannabis pipe is shaped like a tree, and it has little branches with amethyst crystals on it. I already know in my head why this bitch is getting this pipe for, because she smokes weed and she likes her crystal meth, obviously. And so I hand her the pipe. She looks at it with her husband. I try to make conversation. They're very standoffish, very nervous. At that point, I know why they came in is to steal stuff. They may have money, but that was truly their intentions. So I go ahead and show her this pipe, and she tries to hide it by her side. Now, when she's hiding by the side, on the other side, when I viewed the camera footage, it looked like she was trying to shove it up at her shirt and hide it, like I wouldn't remember that 5 minutes ago I just gave you this pipe. I want to apologize about my hair randomly. I know it's kind of crazy right now. Just got out of the shower, and that's just what dreadlocks do, as you can see. But anyway, back to the story. She tried to take that, and at this point I had enough of both these two. They're meth heads. I hate tweakers. I'm just not a fan of people like that. And I'm like, ma'am, I got to take this stuff up to the store counter so you can pay for it. And I emphasize so you can pay for it, because you're paying for this shit. Because if you go out the store, I'm going to NFL tackle your ass, and you're going to be tweaked out and injured. Because we're allowed to do that. So anyway, we took them up to the front. They were very rude, very standoffish. I reminded the male, like, hey, are you going to pay for your drug rug? Basically, he's like, yeah, I'm going to pay for it. And so they both paid for the items and the crystal meth / cannabis looking pipe, which I'm surprised they didn't go and try to ask us if we had bubbles or things of that nature, because they're tweakers. And they left. Now, if you guys have or experience people like this at your work, please let me know down in the comments. If you guys have people like this in your local neighborhood, now they're everywhere. In every city, every state, there are some tweakers. People that just don't go to bed, and they crawl in and out of the alleys like cockroaches, twack the fuck out all day and night. If you guys have dealt with people like that in your life, let me know down in the comments. If you enjoy story time, let me know as well, and I will keep them coming. However, there will be more content on this channel. You can guarantee that, because my life is quite interesting. That's why I decided to make a YouTube channel on it. Much love, and I'll see you guys next time.